You're telling me in 25 years of being an illegal immigrant in the United States, having 4 kids, being in the hospital and giving birth to 4 children, 4 separate times in the United fucking States, you couldn't have filed a single stitch of fucking goddamn paperwork to be legal or to start the asylee process? Not a single one? 25 years? And you want us to feel bad for you when ICE comes a knocking? You've had 25 years, babe. 25 goddamn years. A quarter of a fucking century to file a single piece of paperwork. 25 goddamn years. You've literally given birth to 4 separate American citizens. And you want us to feel fucking bad because now your ass is fucking yeetus over the border back to whence you fucking came from? And you want us to feel bad? Make that make sense. 25 years and you couldn't have filed a single piece of paperwork to start the goddamn fucking process? Like, fuck you. Get the fuck out, you fat.
A lot of ooh, she was really about to go in. A lot of F bombs there. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and make sure that we acknowledge that. But more importantly, I think it's the point that she's trying to make. And the point that she's trying to make is what is slowing you down from actually doing the thing that you're supposed to do to make sure that you're here illegally. Not illegally, legally, because you're here illegally, and so we want to get you here legally. You know why you haven't done that? Is because you thought that you were going to be able to skate by for a long time and you'll be able to get away with it. And you didn't think that any politician like Trump would actually execute on the things that they promised. And even though Obama deported a ton of people, they called him the deporter in chief. And even though he was the first person that they started to have a conversation with as far as kids in cages and all of that things, you thought that you were going to continue to stay here. And during the Biden administration, when they were letting millions and tens of millions of people across the border, and they said that it was going to be too expensive to deport them, and they kept flying them over here with planes and stuff like that, you was like, you know what? I've been over here for a long time, so they're going to have to get them before they get me. But you didn't know that we was going to have a president that was going to actually meet the expectations of what the voters said. And so now that we're addressing this, because let's be clear, just because you've been somewhere for a long time does not mean that you're deserving to be in there. Just because if somebody escaped prison, but then they go out and they live this phenomenal life and they change their life around and all of this stuff, will they be arrested and sent back to prison and serve the rest of their term? Absolutely, they will. It doesn't matter how long you've been out. Don't matter if it was 5 years, 10 years, 25 years. You're going back to jail and you have to meet the expectations of what you were sentenced to. And so what you see now happening is people have developed a sense of entitlement and they're going every which way except for right, except for straight, except for narrow. And we've been advocating for closing off our borders for quite some time now. And now that we have decided to do so, and the Trump administration and during the campaign season and before he even became president, he told you guys, he said it. He said, listen, I want you to self-deport. We're going to change the CBP One app into CBP Home, and you guys will have the opportunity to go back to where you came from, and you can come back and try to do it legally. More importantly, you can try to make your own country great again. And you can also fly your flag, you know, the flag that they fly in with all of the protesters downtown. You can fly your flag, you can fly it right on at home. And you don't even have to worry about anybody stopping you. You can have a sense of pride wherever you're from. Not just the Mexican flag. You can go to Guatemala. You can go to El Salvador. You can go to Haiti. You can go to Venezuela. You can go to China. You can go to all of these places and you'll have all the freedom in the world to be able to fly your flag and do the thing that you want to do to make sure that the American people understand that your patriotism is back to your country. But instead, you're looting. I was looking at a video and he was interviewing people to understand exactly why they were flying their flag, the Mexican flag. And it was like, I don't know, it's the colors. And then another guy was like, tell me if y'all seen this one. And then another guy was like, well, I mean, I don't know. I guess we just been here for a long time. And so as a result, they feel like they should be able to stay because somehow, some way this was stolen land. That's not true either. The California was sold in the 1800s for, I believe it was like $16 million or something like that. It was sold to the United States, which is the equivalent of, somebody said, like $600 million. I don't know how true this is. I'd have to do the research myself. I don't want to gaslight you guys. But the fact of the matter is, there's a ton of people over in this country that feel entitled, and they've had the opportunity to get themselves together and they chose not to. And so now they got to pay the consequences as a result of that.
So many foreigners will come to this country and look down on Black Americans like we're like the scumbags of the earth, and like turn their noses up at us and be racist towards us. And then all of a sudden, when they feel like they're in some type of debacle or they need some type of help, now they're looking at us like, oh, we're supposed to be standing in solidarity. We're all POCs. POCs. It's like, well, first of all, more importantly, there is no country that you can go to on this earth where you don't have to have some type of visa, or there's not some type of immigration law. So if you're in a country, any country, illegally, then at some point you're probably going to get caught and you're probably going to be deported. So why wouldn't America be any different? And my thing is this, like, if you're burning American flags, but you're fighting to live on American soil, like you're burning the flag like as if you hate America, but you want to live in America. You're fighting and you're upset because you want to live here. Now I could see, like, if we're at war and you burn the American flag, okay, yeah, that makes sense. And you're on your own soil and you're burning American flags. I get it. But you're fighting to stay here illegally and burning the American flag because you want to live in a country that has freedoms and opportunities that your country is not able to provide you. They're separating families. Families are getting torn apart. It's like, that's what happens when you break the law. That's what happens. Just like if you were to go to jail, you would be separated from your family and you would have to go to jail. It's the same thing. Like, you're here illegally. You didn't do things the right way. You let your visa expire or whatever. Just do what you're supposed to do like everybody else has to, and everything will be fine. I don't know. I just find it funny how everybody comes over to this country with their nose turned up against Black folks until they need.
Yep. But you supposed to get down and dirty in a fight with them, and we all of a sudden are together. We're one. We're one together. Remember, now it's black and brown. I don't even know where they got these extra colors from. Kind of remind me of the alphabet community. Not really my thing, but now all of a sudden everything is black and brown. And I've never seen a group of people hold black people more accountable than they have recently. Have y'all seen it? They are literally on the internet crying, talking about, yo, it should be black and brown. Is If y'all not standing with us, why y'all not out here protesting? Why y'all not getting y'all heads cracked in? Why you ain't throwing rocks at police officers and all of this stuff? And it's like, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. When did we start owing illegal migrants to go outside and protest with them and be with them and rock out with them, and somehow, some way, we need to start moving in solidarity with illegal migrants. And again, I rock out with people that are here doing the right thing and that crossed over the border legally, that filed their paperwork, did whatever it is that they needed to do, all of that. Shout out to all of them. And they are upset. They are bothered by the idea that y'all out here running in the Victim Olympics, whining, complaining, not doing what you're supposed to do, not meeting the expectations, but you out here talking mad stuff, and then you expect black people to then get in solidarity with you. When did we start doing that? When did we start protesting for illegal migrants? Again, I've always said that this wasn't a issue that we needed to separate ourselves on the Democrat or the Republican side for. I've always believed that we need to hold it down, stand 10 toes down, and both Democrats and Republicans should be aligned with closing off our borders. But everything became political, and that's largely because a lot of people don't like Donald Trump. You know what the rhetoric is. Always like to give credit to the content creators, so that link will be in the description. Teach Hanley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. Y'all let me know what y'all think inside of the comments.